love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm drank up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm drank up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it.
I came over, I ain't sober, I'm still drunk, that's hangover. Might run it back when this page over. You the best thing, I done slaved over. Gon' arch you back and been way over. It's overdue for that understressing. Over him, now you underdressing. Call me up and I come finessing. Like, ooh, we shot it, what it do, what it don't. Baby, you a queen, you can move how you want. You was rocking with me when I couldn't stay afloat. They ain't never saying nothing wavy to a boat. Like, eyes up, look at me, now I'm the captain. Brought the camera, time for action. Split the legs just like a fraction. Tuck the napkin, time for snacking. You a mother meal. Tell me that it's mine, baby, tell me that it's real. Hit it to the max, well, tell me how it feel. It's gonna be a minute, cause I'm in it for the thrill. Make her feel like heaven, she gon' put me in the wheel. And willingly, I wanna do anything she wanna do. I ain't even wanna boo, but this is what the karma do. It's hard to be apart from you, cause ooh, I
love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm drank up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm drank up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it, you.
yeah. I'm tongue-tied, twisted around your finger like a piece of string. I'm winded, chasing after your ghost is real exhausting. I'm in love, but I don't think it's what I thought it was supposed to be. Love story, no guts and no glory. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Well, I don't usually get like this. 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 Reminded of how I met you, tried to catch you falling. Instead I fell off myself and I just can't stop falling. These wings are gonna flap for me if I keep waiting. Keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. I don't get like it's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? I just wanna kiss you. Well, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Get like this. No. Loves me not. This bouquet is all I got. I'm dreaming, or could it be a future for you and me? She loves me, I know it's true. Or maybe I'm the fool for you. I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Yeah, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Oh, get like this. No, get like this.
Feel like falling deeper. Cold nights 난 너무 싫어. 기다리기에는 너무 길어. 줬던 내 사랑이 식어. 기대만 하는 것도 난 힘들어. No, I can't, just can't. 가져 내 맘을, 놔줘 내 가슴을 다 바쳐 사랑하기엔 내 자신이 너무 걱정돼. 바보 같은 생각이야. 알아 멍청해. 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을 가지고 있어. 사랑이라는 걸. Oh yeah. Baby, can't you come with me? Can't you hold my hand 생각이 들어 해볼까 말까 내 다리가 걸어가는 방향이 어딘지 서로 궁금해져 버려 애써 맘 졸여 하늘만 보면서 언제쯤 알게 될까 너도 나와 같은 생각을 하고 있을까 한참을 멍하니 보다 보니 살짝 어두워진 색깔 불그스름한 노을의 때깔 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을
You broke my heart a million times.
Good morning,
Can't count the times
Lakeisha,
I
lady,
made you cry
Miss Carrington.
over
Good morning,
such a
lady. What up, Eric?
mess now.
Salute,
And
bro.
we're burning
Hoo-ah!
out. I get so sad at
Salute to Eric.
the thought of
Let's get ready, y'all.
losing you. I'm losing you.
Microphone check, 1, 2. Audio is good. Let's go.
I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones hate, they make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time, yeah, to work things out. To work things out, to work things out, to work things out, yeah, yeah. To work things out, to work things out. Oh, yeah. To work things out, to work things out. Can we be honest? You're my comfort
My comfort
zone.
soul.
Whatever I say,
This song never gets old.
don't let me go.
Never.
I know you're angry, babe, and I am cold. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones hate, they make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time, yeah, to work things out, to work things out. To work things out, to work things out, yeah, yeah. To work things out, to work things out. Oh, yeah. To work things out, to work things out. 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 To work things out, to work things out.
Yes, yes. That's right, Miss Carrington. Tell them to hit the like button. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Rich People Read. My name is Mr. Shannon Rawls. I am your host. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I need you to like the video. I need you to subscribe to the channel. I need you to join the army. There's 2 ways to join. You can be a soldier right here on YouTube, or you can be an officer, or you can be an officer over at the srarmy.com. srarmy.com. We're developing that page as we speak, but the membership is open over there. Rich People Read. It's where we read a book a month to instruct you in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. What we do is we read every month 1 book. We space it out on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 o'clock in the morning. and we space out the chapters for the whole month. The books that we read are on the two ships, relationships and entrepreneurship. We flip-flop, we hopscotch month after month. One month is the relationship stuff. The next month is the entrepreneurship stuff. This month, it's the entrepreneurship stuff, but I call it a hybrid because it can be used for relationships as well. It's a book that was written long time ago called The Art of War. It's called The Art of War. Hold on one second. Miss Carrington says she's read this book twice. This is required reading. This is a prerequisite to successful people. The Art of War. Well, how do you use the art of war, Shan, in relationships or in business? Listen, everything we do is a battle. Everything we do in life is to a degree a battle, but sometimes these battles get bigger than we anticipate. Our relationships, you might be going through it with your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Are you using the strategies necessary to win? You may be going through it in business. You may be going through it at work with a coworker or maybe with your boss. Are you using the proven strategies, ladies and gentlemen? Are you using proven strategies to help you win in life? And that is why we are reading The Art of War. So you see, the book, The Art of War, explores the 5 fundamental factors. One of them is called the way. The next one is seasons. Then there's terrain. Then there's leadership. And finally, there's management. And 7 elements that determine the outcomes of military engagements. By thinking, assessing, and comparing these points, a commander can calculate his chances of victory. Habitual deviation from these calculations will ensure failure through improper action. The text stresses that war is a very grave matter for the state and must not be commenced without due consideration. You see, the premise of The Art of War is that war should be avoided with diplomacy. If it cannot be avoided, it should be fought strategically and psychologically to minimize damage and the wasting of resources. Warfare should only be a last resort, and heading into battle is already admitting a kind of defeat. We're reading this book, and as I go point by point, because the book is written in bullets, it's really just talking points that Sun Tzu, general in the emperor's army, thousands of years ago, he wrote this. This book is written in points that apply to the things that we do here in daily life. And as I read these points, sometimes I'll veer off or I'll say a sidebar and I'll say, listen, does this apply to you in this situation? Does this apply to you in that situation? It's important that you all get this book, read it, or listen to me. Listening to me, this is an audiobook. This book club is an audiobook. All you got to do is just tap in Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 o'clock, listen, put your headphones on and listen to your boy Shan. I'll read it to you so you can continue doing what you need to do. And once I finish reading, you will be able to say that you read the book. What was I going to say? Something about Sun Tzu. I forget, this slips my mind. Nevertheless, we're going to jump right into it. We're on chapter 3. We started this book out Friday. We're chapter 1. There's 13 chapters in this book, and we're reading each one by one, and we're just discussing what is written in here. It's very easy, and the show is very short. We'll be done with this in maybe, if I don't talk too much, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I'll let you guys go on about your day. I'm glad you guys are here. Shout out to Emerald Edge 72. Just received an $11 super chat. Emerald Edge says, I would like to formally thank you for your contributions, especially in sense of your particular post. One of the hardest parts about being the first is never knowing if you're doing it right. That is a bar. That is
being number one isn't easy.
Being the first in anything, you never know if you're doing it right, but think about having the courage to do it. Shout out to Emerald Edge 72. Not too many people have the courage to step out first in anything. First in hairstyles, first in buying a car, first in trying out a particular business in the family. Maybe you have a family of worker bees. Can you imagine, especially in the Black community, everybody has a job. Your daddy had a job, your mama had a job, your uncles all had jobs, your auntie had a job, your cousins have jobs. Everybody says, go get a job, become safe, keep your head down, don't get fired, and just be a good worker bee for 20 years. But you Out of all the people in your family and all the conditioning to go be a worker bee like them, decide to step out and try something that nobody else in your family has tried. You want to try your own business. Like Emerald Edge 72 says, I'm gonna put that back up on the screen. I'd like to formally thank you for your contribution in the sense that your particular one. The hardest parts about being the first is never knowing if you're doing it right. You decide to step out and become an entrepreneur, one of the first in your family to work for themselves, to build a small business, to potentially, hopefully turn it into an empire. You don't know if you're doing everything right. You don't have anybody you don't have any family that you can call and ask their opinion. Although they all have an opinion, right? Shout out to the people who try things first, even though they might fuck up. At least you tried. At least you tried. Do you guys know how many businesses I've started over the last 25, 30 years? You know how many businesses, ideas, how much money? Oh my God, when I think about it. Do you guys know how much money I've put out in trying things that amounted to nothing over the last 30 years, since the early 90s. It's crazy, but at least I tried. And it's working out for me pretty well now. Life's pretty good for me now. So shout out to you. I appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Let's get ready to get started. We're going to read chapter 3, Attack by Stratagem. Let's move to our read screen. I want you guys to put your headphones on, put your earbuds in, pipe the audio into the Bluetooth in your car. Listen to this instead of listening to the radio. You get the radio, you get enough tunes later. Learn something, all right? We'll be done in 15 minutes because Sun Tzu writes in bullet points. How many we got in this one here? 18. That's it. That's all we're reading. This right here is Friday. So this right here, this right here, this right here, and this right here. And then we're done. And then we'll be done. Shout out to my man Sherwin Thomas for the super chat. Let me read it here. I like to get the super chat. You know how some shows, they keep talking and then they bunch all the super chats together. But then somebody makes a point about something that was talked about 15 minutes ago, and you really don't know what the fuck they were like. Damn, that doesn't correlate with what we're talking about right now. That's why I like to just jump in on the super chats as soon as I can. I can't say that I'm gonna always do that, but right now I like to do that. Servant says, "What up, Shan? I didn't see an email for your channel. I wanted to reach out to you about something. How can I do that?" sr@shannonrawls.com. My email is in the description of this video. It's at the bottom of the description of every video I have. Just go to the description of this video, scroll to the bottom of it, and you can just click it right there to open up your email. You can shoot me a message. The general inbox is sr at the two letters sr@shannonrawls.com. That'll get to me. Or if it's about a particular show, there is the email for that particular show in the description of every video. Also in the description of this particular video is a link that you can go get this book. It's only $5. I want everybody to build their library. You know, listen, believe it, fellas, I got some game for you. It's a cheat code. Reading is sexy to women. Not only should you read for yourself, not only should you read so you could be a smarter person, not only should you read so when you step into a room, you can engage in the conversations that intellectuals are having and not just stand around looking dumbfounded. It's sexy to women. Women like a man that reads. It just is what it is. It is what it is. You know, my talking points that I go around the internet and I talk shit on a whole lot of different issues in business and in relationships. And a lot of people, they try to come at me. What they do, you know what people do? I'll say something on a post on Facebook or on Instagram or wherever. And then people will go research me. They'll Google my name, or they'll go to my Instagram, or they'll go to my Facebook page, or they'll go to my website. And they go in there to try to find something to talk shit about. And when they get there, they're like, fuck. Goddamn, I can't say shit about this guy. I have to just stick to the point. I force people to argue the points that I make because they can't talk shit about me. When you research me, you have nothing bad to say. I am an avid reader, and fellas, I want you guys to be an avid reader too. I wasn't always like this. I just started reading recently. I've always wanted to read. I have a library in my house, but I've become an avid reader because I know the importance of it. I don't know any rich people that don't read. So I want you guys to be a reader as well, fellas. And it's sexy to women. Trust me when I tell you that. Trust me when I tell you that. What up, Mr. Alignment? Hoo-ah! All right, let's go. The Art of War, Chapter 3, Attack by Stratagem, written by Sun Tzu, the emperor, general in the emperor's army, thousands of years ago. Number 1, Sun Tzu said, in the practical art of war, the best thing of all is to take the enemy's country whole and intact. Take the enemy's country whole and intact. If you're battling somebody, take their shit all and intact. Don't piece it up. To shatter and destroy it is no good. So, 2, it is better to recapture an army entire than to destroy it. To capture a regiment or a detachment or a company entire than to destroy them. When you are in battle with somebody, take everything. Take all. If you're arguing intellectually, maybe it's a talking point. Destroy the entire talking point, especially if it's all flawed. Don't just take the part that you think you can win. That's why it's important that you guys don't argue what you don't know. I don't typically get into discussions or disagreements with people about shit that I'm not 100% sure about. So that's way when I do, that's why I've been saying it for years. Oh, so you want to get annihilated today about this particular talking point? Because I don't typically argue what I don't know. Take it all when you're battling somebody. Number 2, hence, to fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Number 3, thus the highest form of generalship is to balk the enemy's plans. The next best is to prevent the junction of the enemy's forces. Don't let them come together. Don't let, fellas, if you had gone through it with your wife, don't let her. Let me finish. The next, in order to attack the enemy's army in the field, and the worst policy of all is to besiege walled cities. Don't try to come up when they got reinforcements. Listen, fellas, how many times have we said to make sure that you have order under your roof? We were talking about this on King Talk last night at the Lapeef Network. Go check it out. It's on YouTube. Fantastic network ran by JR. I'm on his Tuesday evening panel. And they were talking about partnerships. And I was saying, no. Partnerships is a bad idea. All right. You should be in control of your domain. I'm in control of everything Rawls Enterprises, everything and everyone in it. And when you establish, hey, when we get an issue, we don't run to our mom, our cousins, our sisters. See, oftentimes women will run to their family to go get reassurance, confirmation bias on some bullshit that they probably learned from them to begin with. The idea is that you work out your issues with your woman internally. Go get an unbiased opinion, typically a mediator, a therapist, somebody who has no skin in the game. But when they run back, in the army, when I was in the military, I told you guys this story. When I was in the military, one of the things that they suggested before you ETS is we call that is early termination of service. When you ETS out of the military, if you get married in the army, if 2 people get married in the military, say you go in as a youngster, 18 years old, and you have your military career and you meet a young woman who also joined young, you guys fall in love with each other. You're in 2 different, then now you're married in the military. Say both of you guys decide to get out of the military and go live a civilian life. The army suggests, at least it did back when I was in, which is 1,000 years ago. The army suggests don't move to where she's from and don't move to where he's from. The army does not want you to move home. The reason why is because the statistics showed back then that in the event that you get into an argument, ladies, with your husband and you move to his city after you got out the army, he is going to run to his family and you just some nappy head that he brought home with him. Fellas, if you move back to her city, when she gets into an argument with you, she's going to go tell her brother and her daddy, and now you fighting the brother and the daddy on some bullshit. And so everybody runs back to what they're comfortable with, and the person that came with them is left out in the cold. What the Army suggested, and this is in 1994 when I got out of active duty, they said go somewhere new. If you are from New York and she is from California, move to Arkansas. They said if she's from Texas and you're from Baltimore, move to Minnesota. Someplace that nobody is at, because what happens is when you guys get into a beef or you get into an argument with each other, you rely on each other to solve your problems. You don't run to your mama. She don't run to her cousins. There is no comfortable place. So if there's an issue between you two, you have to rely on you two. You can't just go home and be like, I'm done with her for the night. That doesn't solve the problems. So when you guys rely on each other, it makes the relationship stronger. So in point number 3, the next best is to prevent the junction of the enemy's forces. You don't want your woman or your man, really, ladies, this is for anybody, to go and just call up they people when you guys are having internal issues within the family. Talk about your problems in the family. Talk about family problems in the family. Solve the family problems in the family. That has been a heel in a lot of my relationships, where somebody else comes in and indoctrinates my girl with some bullshit. I'm guilty of that. I said that on Monday when my brother indoctrinated me with his problems and I would jump to his defense. I shouldn't have did that. That was 2006 that I did that. I learned from that. All right. So that's the sidebar. Let's continue. Number 4. The rule is not to besiege walled cities if it can be possibly avoided. Don't battle somebody in the comfort of their homes where they got security barriers and walls and locks and doors and shit. The preparation of mantlets, movable shelters, and various implements of war will take up 3 whole months, and the piling up of mounds over against the walls will take 3 months more. What happened? Sorry about that. What up, Mr. Alignment? Number 5, the general, unable to control his irritation, the general, the boss, the person in charge who cannot control his emotions, will launch his men to the assault like swarming ants, with the result that 1/3 of his men are slain or killed, while the town still remains untaken. Such are the disastrous effects of a siege. You're going to lose 1/3 of your shit trying to battle somebody in their hometown, in their home field. Number 6, therefore, the skillful leader subdues the enemy's troops without any fighting. He captures their cities without laying siege to them. He overthrows their kingdom without lengthy operations in the field. Number 7, with his forces intact, he will dispute the mastery of the empire, and thus, without losing a man, his triumph will be complete. This is the method of attacking by stratagem. 8, it is the rule in war, if our forces are 10 to the enemy's 1, if we got a bigger team, to surround him, if 5 to 1 to attack him, if 2 to 1, if twice as numerous, to divide our army into 2. Number 9, if you are equally matched, though, listen up. If you are equally matched, we can offer battle. If slightly inferior in numbers, we can avoid the enemy. If quite unequal, if you just outnumbered badly, guys, we can flee from him. Number 10, hence, though an obstinate fight may be made by a small force, in the end, it must be captured by the larger force. Basically, don't get in over your head in anything that you're getting ready to get into. Don't fight battles, ladies and gentlemen, that you're not prepared for. Just don't do it. Number 11. Now, the general is the bulwark of the state. You know, that's a word I do not know. As much of a wordsmith I am, I've never heard the word bulwark. Can somebody look up the word bulwark and put it in the chat for me? I'm curious as to what that means. Now, the general is the bulwark of the state. If the bulwark is complete at all points, if the general or the bulwark is complete at all points, the state will be strong. If the bulwark is defective, the state will be weak. If the general, I'm assuming, is complete in his mind, his body, if he's a strong individual, he has his shit together. This is the argument that a lot of people are having with Joe Biden, President Joe Biden. Is President Joe Biden currently, right now, as the president of the sitting president of the United States, is he complete in all points in order to lead our nation effectively? That's an argument that a lot of people are having right now. Number 12, there are three in which a ruler can bring misfortune upon his army. So listen up, guys. There's 3 ways that you can fuck up. There's 3 ways in case you want to get into a battle and you are the leader that you can screw things up. Number 1, which is point 13, by commanding the army to advance or retreat, being ignorant of the fact that it cannot obey. This is called hobbling the army. If you intend to be a leader, if you intend to be a manager at work with subordinates that work up under you, if you are a supervisor at your job and you have people that work for you at your job, if you are an entrepreneur, not a business owner, not self-employed, an entrepreneur. I'm gonna do a show on that, the difference between self-employed and entrepreneurship. I really do, because I talk about it all the time, but I need to put a show around that because it's a difference. Entrepreneurs have a system. If you are an entrepreneur and you have people that work for you, by commanding your army to advance in a particular project that you guys are working on or retreat from a particular project that you're having challenges with, being ignorant of the fact that your people cannot obey you, if you don't know if the motherfuckers that you are in charge of even listen at you, this is called hobbling the army. Another misfortune, number 2, is by attempting to govern an army in the same way as he administers a kingdom, being ignorant of the conditions which obtain in an army, this causes restlessness in the soldiers' minds. If you attempt to run a battle the same way you run the business, if you're going through some shit right now at your business, or you're having some challenges, or you're having some issues at work, if you know there's wartime and then there's peacetime. Even in your relationships, there's wartime and then there's peacetime. If you attempt to operate your wartime situation the way you operate your peacetime situation, by attempting to govern an army in the same way as you administer a kingdom, being ignorant of the conditions which obtain in an army, you don't know what the fuck changes in an army. Being wartime and peacetime is completely different, ladies and gentlemen. This causes restlessness in the soldiers' minds. What up, Thomas? Oh, Emerald brought up the definition of bulwark. Thank you. A bulwark wall used as fortification, person or thing of defense. A bulwark wall used as fortification. And over here he says the general is the bulwark of the state. He's the wall of the state. He's the fortification of the state. And if the wall is complete at all points, the state will be strong. Thank you, Emerald. That's good to know. As the general of you are the rock. Fellas, now I'm speaking to you. Ladies, this is not for you. This is for the men, because we talk about leadership over here. Fellas, you are the rock of the family. You are the bulwark of your state. If you're not strong, if you weak at points, this is what I talk about when it comes to partnership. Well, I need my girl, dude. I need my kids to help me. I need my brother. I got to call my dad. Fellas, you have to be complete at all points. This is why I do not suggest young men get married, because it takes time to build up the strength that you need, the fortification necessary to maintain a family and to provide to your wife and your children the things that they need to succeed. You are the rock of the family. You hear it all the time. Oh, my woman is the backbone of. No, you are the rock of the family, ladies and gentlemen, fellas in particular. And you have to be strong in all points: mind, body, soul, and finances before you even attempt to run an army. All right, let's finish up. Number 15, by employing the officers of his army without discrimination. Well, we're going to get to that. But let me tap on 14 again. By attempting to govern an army in the same way, if you try to run your army the same way you run your household, if you're in a battle with some shit and you're trying to do everything the same way, that's going to cause restlessness amongst your soldiers. And then last, by employing the officers of his army without discrimination, if you hire people and you don't give a fuck who you hire, through ignorance of the military principle of adaptation to circumstances, this shakes the confidence of the soldiers. If you bring people on into your business because they're cheap, because they're free, I had to learn this the hard way. This number 15 point, this third point of a misfortune that a ruler could bring upon his army. I used to hire people because they were free. It cost me more than if I didn't hire them at all, or I just spent the money to hire the right person. Oh, you want to help? And you're not really, you're inexpensive or you don't cost much. Oh, well, then come on. I thought having more people, because you assume, listen, reality is number 15 is you get what you pay for. If you employ people into your battles, into your business, into whatever the fuck you got going on, if you're hiring people because you're short staffed and so you'll bring on any fucking body, no background, you don't even know if they're qualified to handle the tasks that you need to get taken care of. You bringing on anybody. YouTubers, you hiring anybody to do your clips, all kind of you bring on anybody to do the stuff. Listen, that's going to shake the confidence of the soldiers. You're bringing on bad people and it will cost you more than it saves you. Trust me when I tell you. It's better to just do it. My motto now, if you ever get an email from me, you'll see it in my signature: the best or nothing. My email signature for the better part of the last 15 years is the best or nothing. I got that from Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz's company motto for over the last 100 at least years is the best or nothing. Not surprising, I own 3 Mercedes-Benzes and I had many that I've gotten rid of. One that I just totaled in January. Somebody came out of a driveway at the Chevron gas station and it was raining real bad here in LA, January 9th, 2023. And he pulled out and was looking the wrong way, didn't see me coming. I got paid and the insurance company took care of me, but I lost that Benz. That goose smacked my Benz. Mercedes-Benz motto: the best or nothing. Employ people with discrimination. Don't just bring anybody on your team, ladies and gentlemen, just simply because they want to volunteer or they want to help or they want to be around or they want to clout chase, whatever the fuck. Don't just let anybody in the entourage. Everybody has to be vetted. Everybody has to be vetted. Hire with discrimination. All right. Number 16, and we'll be done. But when the army is restless and distrustful, especially of you, trouble is sure to come from the other feudal princes. This is simply bringing anarchy to the army and fleeing victory away. You got people that just don't trust your leadership, man. This is what, that's one of the arguments that a lot of women, I don't trust the leader. You know, to be honest with you, you could only bring on fellas, only even consider dating a woman who when you give her advice, she listens and she executes. I got people that listen to me. They know I know what the fuck I'm talking about, but not everybody executes. That's one of my issues I've had for the last 25 years. Why aren't you doing? I always tell people in under my care, if everybody just listened to me, we all be rich. If everybody listened to me, we all be rich. But the reality is, I'm not for everybody, and everybody's not going to listen to me. Fellas, date, marry, be with a woman who not only listens to your tutelage, she also executes the things that you say. Oftentimes, because she trusts you and without question. Now, here's the thing. I don't want women to follow men blindly. Don't blindly follow a motherfucker. You have to vet him. Remember, we just talked about it. Ladies, you need to vet. And that's one of the issues. You women, just because you're getting some good dick, because he's good looking, because he's tall or whatever, you hook up with wrong guys. And all the red flags are there in advance. You just ignore him because he's handsome. Black women, because you put so much emphasis on looks instead of functionality when it comes to men. You make bad choices in men, ladies. Pay attention to women, fellas, that listen to you and execute the things that you're teaching them, especially when they don't know any better. Number 17. Thus, we may know that there are 5 essentials for victory. There's 5 essentials for victory. Essential number 1, he will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. That is essentially, as a modern day translation is, pick and choose your battles. Pick and choose your battles. Don't fight everybody. Number 2, he will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces. You know when you're outnumbered, fellas. You know when you can't win this one. And you know when you can. Number 3, he will win whose army is animated by the same spirit throughout all its ranks. If everybody is this route that we talked about, the movie 300, King Leonidas, all 300 soldiers was bout it. There was nobody who was questioning or, damn, I don't know if we should be here or where the fuck we going, or, well, you know, they were all vigorously on the same shit of music. It's important, ladies and gentlemen, that your team understands your vision, understands where you're heading, understands the plan, and is excited about winning, is just as excited about winning as you are. You see it in sports all the time. If there's one person on the court, basketball court, NBA, that's balling his ass off and everybody else is bullshitting, they're not going to win. Kobe was upset about that a lot of times. It's like, where's your fucking enthusiasm? But the problem is that they weren't all on the same sheet of music. Number 4, he will win who prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Is that what it is? The 5 P's? Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Failing to plan is a plan to fail. Are you prepared? I used to get into arguments with somebody I was with about preparation. She wanted to just do things, just, through osmosis and wishful thinking, just haphazardly. And I'm like, no, I'm tough with this one. He will win who has military capacity and is not interfered with by, I don't know if that's how you spell interfered. I think it's missing an R. Anyways, I'll say it. And is not interfered with by the sovereign. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, number 18, and we're done with this chapter. Hence the saying, if you know the enemy and know yourself, You need not fear the results of 100 battles. If you know who you're fighting against and you know how good or bad you are in that battle, you don't have to worry every time. 100 battles, you don't have to worry about it. If you know yourself but not the enemy, if you know who you are but you don't know who you're fighting up against, for every victor gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know who you are, but you don't know who you're fighting, you don't know what you're up against, for every time you win, you will also lose. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, ladies and gentlemen, you will lose every time. If you don't know yourself and you don't know the enemy, you will lose every time. And ladies and gentlemen, we are done for the day. Shout out to the people who gave me a super chat. My man Sherwin Thomas has blessed the channel with $5, and also, where's my mouse? Get my mouse going. Emerald Edge has blessed the channel with $11. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel financially. It helps me and encourages me to continue doing this stuff. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you guys are here reading and expanding your mind. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, join the army. You can join the army right here as a soldier on YouTube, or you can go to srarmy.com and join. Are you guys coming to Atlanta for the Black Manosphere Conclave? Please visit black-manosphere.org. Go to the Black Manosphere Conclave. Fellas, join the membership. Join the membership. Join our ranks. It's free. It costs nothing. It's $0. It is $0 to become a card-carrying member of the Black Manosphere. For those, and it's only for men who care about the betterment of black men. The Black Manosphere is for the betterment of black men, period. That's the full sentence. All right. We have a discussion over at sidebar.shannonrawls.com also. It's my Facebook group, so go ahead and join that. My name is Mr. Shannon. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for reading along with me. Remember, reading is the way to expand your mind and your bank account. Tune in next time to Rich People Read, which is Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And you, my friends, are dismissed.
Solo los 2 segundos que hay que detener. Porque si no siento tu voz o tu olor, te extraño y te quiero ver. Quiero ver. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirar. Haces falta, bebé. Dime qué tengo que hacer pa' tenerte de una vez, pa' no poderte perder. Dulce, eres mi bombón. Te quiero melocotón. Por ti corro un maratón. Solo de la dirección. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. Pa' mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta. soy sensible cuando te tengo porque eres irresistible. Tus labios combinan con tus ojos, porque eres tan pretty que hasta yo de eso miento. Chica, necesito mis anteojos, quiero verte en noche hermosa de todos modos. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. A mí no es suficiente, yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirar. Tú tienes pinta de indicada, tanto me falta. Tan soñada que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada.